So this is, I don't even know what we are. It started out as the Chicago Microsoft Power Platform User Group. It has, so we started this actually in 2017 when Power Automate, Power Apps were first rolled out. I was working at a consulting company called Concurrency. My name is Craig Jenke. I started this group. Ralph Rivas, who is the other guy who will be coming eventually, also started it. We've always been doing it as a hybrid model. So COVID really didn't change how we were doing anything. We've always done it with teams. Hence, you can see why we have like 20 people on the line. And then we do it in person. And we know because we're in Chicago that people in the suburbs don't like to come downtown. And the occasional time that we have it out in the suburbs, people from downtown don't like to go to the suburbs. Plus, with traffic, who could blame anybody? So, yeah, we started a while ago. It has morphed recently to be more of the Copilot enablement user group because Copilot's been infused in everything. So we've been doing a lot of things about agents and things like that. So thank you for coming. Oh, I probably could have hit that earlier to get that. So officially our name is the Chicago Power Platform Users Group. And this is 1724. So welcome. Start off by welcome and introductions. Our latest news. So it's just whatever has come out recently. There is Ralph.
Yes. I bring gifts. Hey, speaking of gifts. Hey. Getting some help?
Maybe, take it to the hall.
Are we across the hall?
Yes.
All right, my line.
Ralph just came in. And then hurry back, and then we'll get pizza on break. Or something. Yeah, so we got the latest news. There's been a couple of news items that Ralph usually has his share. And then in the middle, we're going to have a presentation by Heather Cook. If you haven't met Heather, she's sitting right there. She does music trivia. Oh, I didn't really realize that there was, I forgot that we're on camera. So in theory, there's a camera, and I'm not standing on it. And I'll play with it. So hi, I'm Craig over here. I just didn't want to hit slides. So Heather's going to talk about the next phase research, creation, and smarter decision in the age of Copilot. And then we close out by questions. So at Microsoft, my specialty has been SharePoint for years, moving into Teams, Power Platform, Copilot. So anything of that nature. Ralph has also been doing it for years. Ralph is really deep on licensing, even though he's not from Microsoft. If you've got licensing in general questions, not specific, he also has done that. And then we wrap up. Again, I'm Craig Jenke. I am from Microsoft. Started here about 5 or so years ago. Actually, more than that. Right before the pandemic. So I got hired as a SharePoint Teams. We call it Premier Field Engineers. Then they changed it to Customer Engineers. Then they changed it to CSAs, whatever, Customer Service Architects. So Microsoft, in addition to renaming their products, likes to rename the roles to be wherever. And then we got Ralph.
So Ralph Rivas, National Offer Leader, Solutions Architect at Sagetti. I'm essentially doing the Copilot stuff day in, day out. Just came from one, going to another one. Someone asked me, is there a Copilot thing going on at Microsoft? I don't know. It's like in Chicago, we have a place called Grand Avenue where they have banquet clubs and basically, or a banquet hall. So it's, the joke is it'll be like 7-Eleven and banquet hall, banquet hall, laundromat and banquet hall, because you got to be a banquet hall to be on Grand Avenue. Same thing, Copilot's in everything. So that's what I'm doing. Mostly I came from the Power Platform and the cloud side. So that's where that's my piece that's over there. And otherwise, that's it.
Events in this hub, Copilot today.
Just today alone. Can you imagine?
Yep.
All right. So that should be, I'm based out of here by Chicago. You're welcome to the Power Platform User Group, M365, an M365 event with a special guest star. You did those intros, right? Oh, no mentions. It's time to actually, I wish we had the camera over here. Just say hi for now, and then you'll talk to yourself.
I have a microphone on. So.
Okay, go ahead.
Hello, everybody. Again, I was playing trivia and Earth, Wind, and Fire for them. So hi, everybody. Hi, everybody. Nice to see you. Heather Cook from Microsoft. Yeah.
Yes. Not to worry. All right.
We've been doing this since 2017. We still not gotten it perfected. Who's here? So we have a lot of people. I would just like to go, we're gonna go across the back, down the front, and here. If you could just tell me who you are, where you're from, company-wise, and where you're from in Chicago, that helps us. People on the line, you could put it in the chat, but I don't think we have enough time to go through everybody, so.
In the chat.
Go here.
Sava. A Microsoft employee. This is my first week. That's why you don't know me.
Ah,
Welcome.
What a way to find out.
thank you for coming.
I'm Rob. I'm with Open Public, which is right on Michigan Avenue. And yeah, this is my first time coming.
Great.
Welcome.
Are you from the city or suburbs? Just playing, so cool. You just live out there.
I'm Karina from Chicago. I work in healthcare services.
Oh, thanks.
I'm a Master of Computer Science student from University of Illinois.
Cool.
Perfect.
Perfect.
I'm Ayush. I'm Irfan's classmate.
Yay.
Thank you for
You guys
coming.
have your resumes handy.
I'm Alice, and I work for the Chicago Loop Alliance, but I used to do events with Point Creative Maven, so I. Heidi Jordan, I'm actually from Sioux Falls, but I work at Avanade, so I'm here this week. Microsoft MVP, so I know of everybody here.
Oh, wow. Nice.
You looked familiar.
Yeah.
We have met before. And
Hi, I'm Jessica. I am part of Sageti as well, a colleague alongside Ralph, and I am a partner and development executive.
thank you for coming.
Hi, my name is Maite. I'm from Spain. I work from a marketing and analytics company called One Magnify. Chicago, and this is my first time.
Welcome. Yeah.
I'm Sam. I'm from AvePoint, and I live in Lakeview on the north side.
Cool. Nice.
Hello, everyone.
At Point Adventure. We've talked.
Yeah, we've talked.
Okay. I'm like, I recognize
Talk
something.
about you guys today.
Hello, everyone. My name is Jonathan. I'm also with Microsoft. I'm actually new to Heather's team, so we'll be working alongside her with some community programming and events, along with content production. And I'm local to Chicago as well. I live right outside of Tri-Taylor Medical District area.
All right.
So Ralph, where are you from in Chicago?
Themselves and saying hi, we can look at them later.
Where are you from in Chicago, Ralph?
In Chicago, well, so I live in the city. I'm actually in the Ravenswood area. You know you're in Ravenswood area when their Cubs people are trying to find parking in your place. Pretty much the deal. The park bus is a couple of blocks away, and that's the fun area. Love living here. I've been here since 1984 when I returned from the Philippines, where my dad was working for Abbott, in charge of Abbott stuff back then. So, and even back then, I was always a Microsoftie, and when Bill apparently was still going to trade shows, that's when I got to see him. So that's my background.
So I didn't mention it, but I'm from St. Charles. It's on the edge of the western suburbs for those people who don't know it. But I've lived all around. Actually, I haven't lived in the city, but I've lived all around the suburbs. So I know.
Okay.
I know all the good restaurants and stuff.
Yeah, well, good, because that fills in the gap. I have the restaurants here, you got the restaurants there.
We're good.
Heather will never go hungry.
I like to eat.
Fantastic.
All right, let's proceed. Really quick about Sageti. One of the things that we're, with all of the AI stuff going on, a lot of folks are running into the situation where like they have to get started and not sure if they're ready, or they're so far in, they're like, yikes, how do we get that horse back into the barn? It's running around going crazy. We have a major program that I'm part of called the Jumpstart. And this is for AI stuff in general, but it's very, very well geared to the whole M365 Copilot and related Copilot pieces. And it turns out it's exactly aligned to, if you look at the adoption.microsoft.com and see how that program works, it's pretty much aligned to that. It's complementary and it helps. And of course, when you need to, as they say, staff, because like we find out like, oh, that's great, but I have a day job. I can't be doing all that stuff. We're the folks that make sure you keep your day job and you take vacations. Speaking of vacations.
Yeah. So I didn't mention this, but I actually work in this facility. It's called the Microsoft Innovation Hub. Some of you may remember it if you've ever been here. It used to be the Microsoft Technical Center. It was actually the longest internal brand at Microsoft for over 20 years. And then last July, they rebranded to the Innovation Hub. So what we do here is organizations come in, it's usually senior leadership type, and they're looking for direction on strategy. So we'll do things like business envisioning, helping them figure out what problems they should be solving. And then moving to solution envisioning as to, okay, now we've got the problem, we've mapped it out, we understand the process, we know where your data should and shouldn't be. This is how we would go about solutioning it. One of the interesting things about the hub is I work here, so it's AI for workforce, used to be modern work. We have a biz apps guy, we have a security guy, we have a cloud guy, and we have a couple AI people. So we know pretty much on Microsoft stack, but we are one of the few people in Microsoft outside of some of the community groups and other people, product groups, but we don't work on commission. So a lot of the people work on commission. So if they're a Power Platform guy, whatever this problem you need to solve is, they're going to suggest Power Platform. If they're Azure guys, they're going to suggest an Azure solution. We don't really care. So we just try to figure out what's the best tool to solve your problem. So that's kind of how we do it. There are over 40 worldwide. We have 16, I think, 15, 16 in North America and South America. So that's kind of what we do. But we do like a business envisioning, solution envisioning, prototypes, and then we will try to kick it over to back to internal staff, sometimes Microsoft, sometimes a partner to help you actually deliver that. But once you figure out what your strategy should be and how to move forward. And this year it's been a lot of talk about, hey, we're interested in AI. How do we get started with that? And the best places that we've been kind of telling people is I tell people three core things that you need to think about. Where your data is it good? Is it clean? How do you govern that data? Make sure it's secure. And then what processes are you trying to solve? Because it goes back to the old solution. Nothing, AI including, is going to solve problems if you have bad data and bad processes. That's my little thing. Notes before we go. What's new?
Anything new this week? Is like you just had a meeting.
Yes.
So like you gave all the news up. Yes. Okay. What's new? Oh, researcher. Really?
Yeah, this just came out. Part of it just came out today. Copilot will start working with more models. Yeah, so researcher will now have not now in the future when they get it released for public, which is usually a month or so, you'll be able to use some of the other Anthropic models. So that was just announced, I think today. I caught that.
Yes. In fact, that was the big announcement today. The key over here is before you basically had the choice, maybe try GPT-5 at best, right? And or you have to go to Copilot Studio and you select from the list. In this case, out of the box, they're going to give you the capability of, hey, I feel like doing this now. At least that's what I'm understanding.
Yeah, and
how we're going to actually do it, we shall see.
The orchestrator is supposed to, based on your prompt, know which engine to drive that to best.
Cool. That just makes it really interesting for me. That's why I use those tools under the covers.
And this was announced just a couple of days ago by Jeff Keeper, who's Heather's part of her organization. So I assume you're going to talk about this more in depth, maybe not. But enabling human agents in teams. So the facilitator agent's been out for a while, but that sits in Teams. So when you're having meetings, it can help you. Can do things by helping you by proactively taking notes, prompting you on things to do, kind of telling you what people are and creating tasks. It works and can be integrated with the project manager agent, which will help you then schedule those tasks to make them completed. The sales community agent is moving. So yeah. So there used to be the sales for Copilot. This is kind of like the light version that's going into Copilot M365 that will help you be able to get your information, I believe, out of your sales part of the organization, Dynamics 365 Salesforce. Haven't gone into it that deeply to make sure that that's what it is, but I know that sales was being moved. And then the knowledge agent, sorry, I copied Project Pluto, will help you kind of keep track of what you're doing and give you better insight into your file, into how your files are being matched in SharePoint and in Teams.
So some of this will eliminate the need for all those noisy little agents that people keep bringing with them.
Yes.
To the meeting, and we have to keep them out. No more kicking out people because we got the tools. What are you doing? We gotta, it's like bringing in your own waiter at a restaurant. It's like, we have waiters.
The thing that I like about Anthropic is so there's a partnership that happened with Microsoft and Anthropic. And so Anthropic is another LLM, and they're very responsible AI driven. They have been from the beginning. So they have different large language models. And so that partnership is kind of like the partnership with OpenAI. So think of it like that. So it's a partnership with OpenAI, it's a partnership with Anthropic. Claude is another LLM. So it's more choices, more just more ways to ground data in different places. It's really cool. So all of that stuff is super exciting, and I've used most of that so far. And the knowledge agent, the biggest, coolest thing about that is that you can have it take a look at your files, and it will go look at like have you used it in a long time? Is it tagged correctly with metadata? It's like cleanup crew on aisle 5, 6, and 7 at the grocery store. Like, it is super awesome. Like, that's how I explain it to people, and it's super exciting. So, yep.
We don't tend to go into this, but since Heather mentioned large language models, one of the things that people have been asking for is a choice. So right now it's Copilot in general is back-ended by OpenAI, ChatGPT 4.0 that we put guardrails around to make sure that we're doing responsible AI, that it lives in your tenant and it doesn't go out and train the model. 5.0 is being released, and then to be able to select some of the Claude models. But if for some reason that wasn't good enough for you, we don't cover it. But if you want to go to Azure and go into Azure AI Foundry and do even bigger things, there's 1,400 models that you can choose from.
That you can plug back into your main area.
Yeah, so you can get large language models, small language models that might be. So a lot of times we get customers that are asking, well, I need a model for construction, right? Because I'm a construction company and I want some extra stuff. So there's companies out there who have done
The new one.
models for specific, like energy. There's a ton for energy. There's a ton for finance, and you sometimes just want to create an agent or an AI application that looks at something specific. So just know that that's all out there. We have that stack. We only cover as far up as Copilot Studio usually.
Yeah, it's like skill. Typically, it's on skills. When they do those kind of things, it's like an engineering skill, like CADs and stuff like that, right? As opposed to like, well, this is a doctor. Well, you can't just say it's a doctor. You want to say a specific area in the medical field, because whatever they do can mean something else by another field. Having an LLM that's tuned for that, let's just say, minimizes the back and forth where you say, no, that's not what I meant. That's not what I meant. How many times have we told the Copilot, no. Less knows. More goes.
And the sales community agent, like you said, it's Dynamics 365 sales, and then also your Salesforce sales cloud that it connects to. It'll go into both of them and help with all kinds of great stuff. So you have that select for sure. Yep.
Right. So we have from last week, last session, we're bringing in some of our
Favorite links from that time. My favorite that I'm just touting everywhere is the Agent Academy. Go get your badge from Agent Academy, because unlike the Learn stuff that you've probably been following through, or the in-a-day stuff, they're all great, but this one really gets you into how to make an agent from the very beginning. I got my M365. I'm like in the open field, and I start with a regular agent, goes into the Copilot Studio and goes into the actual real life implementation of putting that stuff together. I know, because I have the PTSD that probably were reflected in those slides that come in. It's like, oh yeah, I remember when that hurt me, and here it is telling me this is going to hurt you. Now, if that only existed before I got hurt, well, fine. That one is my favorite to go through. It's, by the way, it's work in progress. So the badge you're going to get will be recruit. That's fine. You're going to be one of the early recruits. So highly recommended. Meanwhile, of course, don't forget Learn. Learn's got everything. Can't emphasize that one enough. The Copilot Studio docs are where they are. And for the community, please join us at Power Users. Still there. That'll link. By the way, if you click on that, it's like, why doesn't it say Power Users in the URL? Don't worry about it. Microsoft will take care of you. We'll send you to where you're supposed to go. Like the folks that go to office.com, hint, hint. Does there anyone know where office.com goes now? Yes. Yes, that's like a test. It's like, we're going to find the AWS people here in 2 seconds.
Let's lead to Copilot.
Yes. All right. Now, well, I think that's it. I think we're ready for showtime. What's the next slide? Yes. And now, drum roll.
Oh, nice. Wow. There was the
Are they-
drum roll here, everybody.
Are you not seeing
love
the
it.
training?
I'm like, okay.
Welcome. And that's the loud applause for give her the Chicago Big Rumble. And now, Miss Heather.
Everybody. Yay. I got,
You
I'm
have your own seat. I don't have to.
Known, I would, if I would have thought about it, the Chicago Bulls entrance music. was
Yeah.
my-
Awesome. If you want to connect with me, that's my LinkedIn. Love connecting with folks. I am a community engagement manager at Microsoft. And so my job is to talk to all of you and to answer questions and to point you to places and be your community co-pilot, if you will. So anything I can do to help, let me know. Feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn, ask me questions there. And then a lot of times I'll hand over my Microsoft email address, all good. So happy to always help. I live in Los Angeles, California, and but I did grow up here in Wheaton, and I also grew up Michigan. Any Michiganders? I'm a Mitten sister. I was born in Muskegon on the lake, and my family's from Bay City and Alma, so love this area. I left here 1990 to go to college at the University of Washington after 1 year at Illinois State in Normal, Illinois, and I was a theater major there. Shocking, I know. And yeah, and you're like, wait a minute, theater, technology. I use it every day, y'all, my theater degree, because theater is about empathy. And empathy is about understanding people and standing in other people's shoes, right? So if you can understand people, you can sell them things. You can market to them. You can change their opinions. You can build programs. You can do all kinds of things, right? I always loved gadgets. I grew up with all kinds of technology. My dad worked at JCPenney's, and so we always had like radios and, you know, all kinds of like walkie-talkies and all that kind of stuff and computers and everything. So grew up with a lot of that. And my grandfather had a workshop, so I was always building stuff with him, using power tools and whatnot. So I've always been a tinkerer, if you will. So have loved working with Craig and Ralph on community for a really long time. So it's always great also to see people online, to hear you online, and also to have you here in person. I know we all went through that thing called COVID, the pandemic. And so it's lovely to see folks, you know, and be in person together because, you know, we're all busy people and you got and a lot going on in the world. So anywho, I am going to talk to you about some AI agents and all that kind of thing. And start with, you know, again, another thank you to you all. It's awesome that this place exists and that you can actually be here and have an innovation center. It's super cool. Community is really, really important. You are part of the best community in technology. It's something that we say. Jeff Teeper says it all the time. You're like, who's Jeff Teeper? So Jeff Teeper is my manager's manager. He's the president of collaborative apps and platforms, now collaborative agents and platforms. So he's very high up in the company. Jeff has been around, I believe, 30 years, and he is the father of SharePoint. And I know because I was there. I was on the original SharePoint marketing team when there were 8 of us, and the product was called, anybody? Codename? What? Anyone? Who said that? Yes, there you go. Tahoe. Yes.
Like
back in the day.
20 year points.
Yeah, yeah.
Was it
2001. So way back. And that's when I started in September of 2001 in and around Microsoft as a vendor, actually. My claim to fame is that I was hired on to write and produce the first 125 case studies on SharePoint. You know, case studies, testimonials, right? And so we needed customers to be like, we're using the product. We like it. It's awesome, la, la, la. So I got to write those with our customers. Got it done. I got hired. I was a vendor consultant to Microsoft. It was super awesome. I'm like, cool. I got them all done, right? I go, yeah, you know what? There's this one. I don't like it. I need to get rid of it. No, I've got to get another version of it. I go, boop, delete. All of them, darlings. All of them. 125. Gone, right? This is 25 years ago, okay?
Is that why they invented the recycle bin?
Ding, yes. So what happened was, is that what?
You need it back up.
Well, here's the funny thing about that. A is for AvePoint, right? So AvePoint is a big cloud services partner. AvePoint's always been also a SharePoint partner back in the day. That's kind of where the whole thing started with Kai and TJ and everything. I used to be the senior vice president of marketing at AvePoint. Fun fact. Anyway, so I know I've done all kinds of weird things. I know lots of stuff. But anyway, long story short is that I went to the lab, walked in, and what do I see? Foosball, Mountain Dew, and a bunch of dudes, right? And I'm like, hi, fellas. Heather, can you help me? Because I just deleted everything out of this thing. And they're like, oh. And I was like, there's no, and we didn't have a undo. We didn't have the bucket. We didn't have a recycle bin. We didn't have anything back then. So you're welcome. Okay. Seriously, this is totally what happened. Now they restored from the server. They got all of them back but 2. And that's how that happened. So, you know, sometimes those mistakes help you get to a different place. And the recycle bin happened. And AvePoint created that recycle bin as a product out there in the world. So the trash bin. So pretty fun. Anyway, best community in tech, as I said, Jeff Teeper, long time. And he's still with us, the company, and he's been kind of in different things, but we're celebrating the 25th anniversary of SharePoint in 2026. So there'll be lots of hoopla around that. This year we did 50 years at Microsoft, right? So we got the 25 this coming year for SharePoint, which is really cool. So our mission as Microsoft, you've all probably seen this before, but to empower every person, every organization on the planet to achieve more. So, you know, that is every voice, every person. We mean you, everybody. That is the mission of us who work at Microsoft and the partners. So you are in good company of trying to help us do more with what we have, right? Super fun place to work, and I feel very lucky every day. So our priorities. Microsoft runs on trust. Our priority is security, top notch, number one, and our fundamentals. So we're here to protect people and we're here to protect data. We're here to make sure that any threats get taken care of, that all the things are in place that you would need to protect your data, your business, and your people. Hello. The 2 new people that walked in. Hi.
Yes, they're your friendly friends.
I know. Yeah. Also, our priorities are Microsoft 365 Copilot, and it is the user interface for AI. It's now the way that people are naturally connecting. So, okay, when you start your job, you go to work, what do you do first? What do you turn on? What do you look at? Outlook? Coffee pot? Same.
Yeah.
Anyone?
Coffee pot, yes.
Coffee pot? Okay.
Your computer.
Computer, software.
That was left on. Oops.
Teams, yeah, okay. You know where I start now?
Copilot.
Microsoft 365 Copilot. Now, it's been a big change for me. You know, like that was a big change because it used to be Outlook, right? I was super out, like we all were. Hi, we're all like in the email. Then Teams came in, right? And especially then during pandemic times, we're super heavy Teams, right? And SharePoint though too. SharePoint's always been around as our corporate intranet for a lot of people. And so there was a time when, you started there as well to start your day. So now what's cool with Copilot is that you can use different agents that are already set up. You can use different prompts that are already set up to start your day, right? So that it's actually already starting your day for you. What am I doing today? What meetings are happening today? What do I need to prep for? Who am I going to talk to, right? You can set all of those things up for yourself so that they're running and bringing you information, right? And so I've now started to start in M365 Copilot. And what's great about that is that it's got anything that I build, but it's also got, it's popping up new agents all the time, like we've been talking about, right? So I'm going to show you a couple of things today about some of my favorites thus far. I haven't used everything. It's hard to keep up. For sure. There's a lot coming at us right now. Things are changing at the speed of light for sure. So what's our core as well? Microsoft 365 applications, right? So we're talking OneDrive, we're talking SharePoint, we're talking Teams, we're talking Word, the productivity suite as well, right? Those are all part of our core. Microsoft Teams, and then Windows and Surface. So we're not working on our core applications that you know and love, right? Just because this AI stuff has come in and taken over a little bit, right? We're doing all of the things. So these are our 3 priorities that come from the top, that come from Jeff. Always security and our fundamentals of keeping things, governed and safe and private and all of that. Copilot for sure, and then our core apps that we always look at. A few themes for success. So our team decided, so my team is called the Customer Advocacy Group. TAG is our acronym because we love our acronyms at Microsoft. And what we do is we work at scale for customers and community. Like, what does that mean? Well, we work on moments that matter. You know what that is? Right here, right now. This is a moment that matters, right? We're gathering together. We're sharing some stories. We're getting to know each other. We're networking. You all are meeting each other. You're all new friends. Yay, you know? So moments that matter are those moments where we're doing things together, our events, our webinars, getting together on community forums, that sort of thing. Change needs makers. You're all makers, right? We're all makers. I'm not a heavy dev, I'm not, but I'm definitely a maker. Every day I'm making stuff. I'm making a PowerPoint over here. I'm making a Word document over there. I'm making an agent for this. I'm making it for that. This kind of change that has happened, that is happening, needs you to bring your beautiful selves and your ideas to the table of what this stuff can do for you, right? Opportunities. Some people are like, this is a problem or an issue. Nah, words matter. It's an opportunity, right? These things are opportunities for us to figure out and to make this technology work for us, right? Get stuff done. Word stuff, you can put another word in there if you like. Get stuff done, right? Depending. More than ever, productivity is important. You know, I'm pretty fast anyway, because I've been doing this a long time. I write really fast, I edit really fast. I can sometimes talk really fast. Tell me if I'm going too fast. Just put your hands up and be like, slow it down. But we all want to get more done. And here's the thing, with AI, the expectation is that we're going to get more stuff done faster, right? So I think these three themes are things you will see on the ether from us. You will see it on the tech community. Who belongs to the tech community? Sometimes it's good to stretch too. Yay, you're all there. How about online? I see some hands online.
Hands online.
Hands online.
Here we go. Well, thumbs.
The thumbs, sure. Absolutely. Okay, cool. So techcommunity.microsoft.com. So definitely a place for Ask Microsoft Anything. It's where we launch stuff. It's where we bring in moments that matter. We bring in product teams to talk about the products. There's a big one coming up for OneDrive on October 8th. Mark your calendars. OneDrive, October 8th, Copilot and OneDrive. Going to be a huge announcements and all kinds of good things there. We just had another Moments That Matter with all of the knowledge agents and all of the things that just happened this past week, right? Tech community is where we as a team push out content to you. It's also where the community forums live, right? You can go and ask a question. It's where a lot of the scale programs that I work on sit as well. So these themes for success will be out there in the world and you'll see them a little bit more. So, like I was saying earlier, where you start your day, right? For me, Microsoft 365 Copilot makes it so that also I'm not switching tabs as much and I'm not having to go different places. So typically I hit the coffee pot. I also take my thyroid pill. I don't have a thyroid anymore. So I get that going in the morning. I have my coffee. I go into 365 Copilot. It is also working on, how about, have you heard the term grounding documents? Grounding document? Okay. So think of, so we've got these large language models, right? So we're asking Copilot a question with a prompt, right? We're saying, hey, you know, find all my meetings for the week and make a list of them, whatever that might be. So we're, I want to understand the strategy for the global community initiative that Heather Cook runs, right? And that's going to be internally at, in the work version of M365 Copilot, right? Now, what I can do is I can point Copilot at a document. I can say, you know, make sure and use this. Or if I don't know, I can just ask the question, right? So these documents, though, which usually live where? In SharePoint. Excellent. Yes. The large language model or the AI or the agent goes, what? Okay, I heard your question. And they go, they totally make that sound. And they go out looking for these documents and pages and information. They do it wicked fast and they bring it back. And that's how you get your answers. I know that sounds really simple and I make a funny noise, but I think that's how it works, you know? So these grounding documents are important. And also SharePoint, which people sometimes are like, oh, SharePoint, just a document library. It's kind of this thing. SharePoint is where you keep everything if you're an enterprise or even SMB, right? Most people have SharePoint as their largest document repository out there, right? So what's really important is that your house, your SharePoint house is in order, right? Because if you go out and you're looking for information, you might not be able to get to it. Permissions might not be correct, or you have old information, or permissions aren't correct and you're getting information that you would never want people to see, right? So there's a lot of, when you're rolling out Copilot, when you're implementing it, I have a whole other presentation about that, but thinking about how your SharePoint sites are set up, your sensitivity labels on your documents, and your permissions are really important. With Copilot and rolling it out, you can also only roll it out to a certain maybe division or a certain group or team, so you can check it out, see what's going on there. There's lots of wonderful rules and ways that you can implement that make it so that you don't flip it on and, you know, have people seeing things that they shouldn't or not be able to get to things that they could. Make sense? Yeah, cool. Oh yeah, okay. So this here, and goodness, this keeps changing. I think this is correct as of today, although it's moving at the speed of light. So in M365, you got a rail on the left-hand side in Copilot. And these are the sort of the major agents that we've rolled out to you for usage. So Copilot memory in general is that Copilot also kind of gets to know you. It's starting to learn who you are. You know, it knows that I work on community. It knows that I'm a part of the MCAG team. It's recognizing that I live in Los Angeles. It's getting to know also my voice a little bit too when I ask it to write things for me, which is both kind of weird and cool. You know, I like it. I always judge it, you know, like I want to Heatherize everything as well. But I am trusting Copilot more and more to do certain things for me, which is interesting. And that analyst agent, that's a whole agent around data. Excel spreadsheets, data lakes, all that kind of stuff. It's being able to really use an agent that's already set up to help you with some basic analyst functionality that's already inside the agent. Researcher, which had an announcement today. I'm going to talk and show you a little bit about Researcher. Love the Researcher agent. Think of it as Copilot or ChatGPT with like a desk table full of researchers that are going like this. Going out and getting all the information you could ever want on a subject. I asked it a question. It takes about 15 or 20 minutes. So it's not like chat or Copilot, which is instantaneous. This is like thoughtful citations, information, when you really want to do a sort of like a bigger, cool research kind of project. Love it. Copilot notebooks. Have not used them a ton. Anybody use Copilot notebooks yet? Much? Yeah. What do you think?
I like them and
Like them?
I didn't know how to use them.
Yeah.
So they don't. So what Copilot notebooks is, if I do a search, I can save that as a page and then I can add pages together in a notebook. And I really wasn't quite sure what to do with it until I realized that it was integrating itself with OneNote. If I go into OneNote, I can find it.
Yeah.
So now I can then add extra pages and context around it. They're just big loop pages.
Yeah.
And then I can search through it. So one of the best use cases that I've gotten from it came from a colleague of mine who said that, so Jay Leask, who's out in Washington, DC, you know Jay, one of his colleagues that works with him, a guy named Brandon, was using it because at the end of the month, he was doing a page saying, hey, this is what I get measured on in my connected, my reviews and stuff like that. Please go out and find all the information and how am I tracking to that? And he saves a page for every month. And then it's all in that notebook and then he can go and query against that at the end of the year or whenever he has a connected review.
Yeah. So
it's really hard to, oh, and I got a sales manager who was saying he has all of his, he's a director, so he has all of his salespeople creating pages in the notebook, and then he can use Copilot to do that.
Interesting. Yeah.
So instead of updating him, then he's got a schedule prompt that goes and sends, yeah, collects all that information and put it.
Yeah. I think of Copilot notebooks as it's again a kind of a repository for what you're doing in Copilot, and you can use it to leverage it to like bring things together. I think this is going to be something that's going to be a big leaps and bounds soon. It's minimum viable product. OneNote's not going away. People take it out of my dead cold hand. I love OneNote. Seriously. Yeah, right. Loop, also Microsoft Loop. That's become very prevalent inside of all of this Copilot business. You're seeing Loop show up in more and more places, and it's great in many ways. I was a little Loop like, because I love my OneNote, you know, but being able to share components across different pieces of software of different applications is really powerful once you learn it. You know, it takes a minute, I think, to learn like what the deal is with Loop, but I really like it. Create is, think of it's like Designer, Canva, not that robust yet, but it's a place to create like banners for newsletters and that sort of thing. It's I will call it basic. I would definitely call it something that is the start of, I think, something gorgeous that's going to come out through that application. And then
Clipchamp is also got some Clipchamp, the video.
Clipchamp, yes, as well.
Has some cool stuff that.
Yeah, Clipchamp
It's
was
not
free.
there yet, yeah, but when it gets there, that is.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. And then Copilot Search is the search that is actually in Copilot. Understanding the user journey. So this I really like. Because it thinks through when you're putting software out, when anybody, end user adoption specialist, anyone, a change management person, you're the person who's having to roll out software to the company, or you're the end user who is getting software rolled out to you, right? So you can think of it both ways. If you're someone who's doing this or someone who's receiving on this as well. The person, like, you think, right? Why do I care about this? How are we going to use this? Is somebody going to tell us this? When can I use it? Where do we get the help? How do I get this? How does it change what I do every day? I like how I do things every day. I like going to Teams. I don't want to go to M365 Copilot, hands on hips, right? I was in a customer meeting one time as a transportation customer. It was when I was running a software business. We went in, we did the song and dance thing, and this wonderful guy, a woman and a man said the same thing to me literally at the same time. They were like, yeah, we don't want to change our procedures. And I was like, okay. And we did more song and dance, and they didn't like the tap steps, and it just didn't happen, you know. We worked on them some more, and we eventually got them to change a little bit, but yeah, but how does this change my experience? How can I do more? How can I share this success? And is this going to enhance my profession, or is this going to take my job away? That's real for everybody in this room, myself included. So this is a really good way to, I think about the user journey when you're rolling software out to people. Whether you're doing the rollout or you're bringing it in, these are the great questions to ask the people who are trying to roll things out to you, right? The Copilot scenario library. If you're looking for different scenarios about healthcare or your different job functions or different industries, you can go to the Copilot scenario library and you look those things up by industry, by job role. And it gives you the scenarios of the day in the life of said job title or industry. They're wonderful, definitely. This is something that my dad handed me. There's a book, and I'll get this, Susie Welch, 10-10-10, a life transforming idea. So I use this for choices in my life. Is this choice going to affect me in 10 minutes, in 10 months, or 10 years? And how? So thinking about this with AI, if we think about AI plus this reflection, is there a more intentional future that we could have? How is this thing that I'm working on, that I am changing the way I'm working? Does it help me in the next 10 minutes, 10 months, and 10 years? I love that, the 10-10-10 rule. Think about it when you're making a decision. Think of me making a decision. 10 minutes, 10 months, 10 years. And does it help you frame something that you need to decide? You know, great book too. So the other thing that's really another 10-10-10, more 2 10s than 3, but we've been at 10% incremental thinking for a long time. Actually, a lot. The last 30 years, maybe. Right now, we're at 10x. That is the speed of innovation that's happening right now. And the AI first thinking that is expected of us, that we're going to have 10x gains with all of these language models and agents and everything else, right? So buckle up, friends, truly, you know? And again, opportunity. This is an opportunity, sure. People are your greatest advantage. Empowering yourselves and your people that you work with, if you're a manager, can be your greatest advantage. We are in the middle of the change from, you know, when we started getting cars, you know, but it's even faster. We are in our own AI revolution right now. We're in a technological revolution. We're in a cultural revolution right now, right? So empowering yourself for this change, empowering each other is so very important. So I want to get this right. I'm going to read this to you. 2025 Global AI Jobs Barometer report was published in June. It analyzed 1 billion job posts across 6 continents. So AI skilled workers, so workers skilled in AI, commanded a 56% wage premium in 2024. So really highlighting the value of integrating AI proficiency into one's skill set. 14% of workers have experienced job displacement due to automation. So AI also is projected to create approximately 97 million new jobs in 2025. That's this year. And it's September, right? So are we halfway there? Maybe. So thinking about adaptability and the human qualities of empathy, creativity, and emotional intelligence, those are the human things, right? That I don't believe that AI will ever. And so this is, again, this is an opportunity. It's a really interesting time. Do you need to know everything there is to know about an LLM and the SLM and the BLM and whatever, you know, like, no, right? Think about what you do and figure out how to embrace AI, Copilot to enhance what you do. How can it make one thing you do faster? Or so that you don't have to do some repetitive thing every day that you hate, right? Automate the things that you hate doing, right? Like, so good for that, for sure. So women are more likely than men to hold AI exposed positions. I don't like this AI exposed term. I don't like it at all. However, I got some data here too. Again, Price Cooper Waterhouse 2024 Workforce Radar shows that in the US, women's AI adoption significantly lags behind men's, which is a big old wake-up call. So empowering women with the right training and tools and support is super important. It's not just good for equity, but it's essential, right? So it got me to thinking about women I know, myself, and I decided a couple things. Talked about my thyroid earlier that I don't have anymore. And I am squarely Gen X, my friends. I am squarely also in menopause. And thank goodness for some hormone replacement, I gotta tell you. So I started thinking about menopause and what it does to you. your brain, the hot flashes, all that fun stuff. And I'm also thinking about women, AI exposed jobs. I'm like, oh my gosh, I got a hot flash and I got to worry about losing my job because of AI. Like, what is going on? If I'm thinking that, everybody's thinking it that I know. So I started asking questions. They were like, yeah, it's an interesting time. So I said, okay, go check this out because I'm interested. Check out these numbers. So I wrote a prompt and I went to the researcher agent. And I said, hey, researcher agent, this is in M365 Copilot. And I said, what's the deal? What's the addressable market for menopausal women using AI? How is Microsoft 365 Copilot a great solution to address this underserved market? That's a B. Okay. That's a lot of women. Yes, and that too. 600 billion menopausal market value. We buy stuff. We got some money sometimes, right? Isn't that interesting? 31% of the global population affected by people in menopause. So where's that 31%? You're like, does the math? Let me tell you this. So half of these women are the 1.1 billion, 500 million, let's say, are in, say, partnerships with an average maybe of, say, 2 kids per family, potentially, right? So that 31%, 2.5 billion people affected by women being in menopause. You've been around women in menopause? Well, lovely. However, we sometimes have moments, fatigue, brain fog, hot flashes, stuff, right? So thinking about this, I was like, wow, this was kind of the tip of the iceberg that I found on this subject. And I will tell you that not only did I use Researcher for this, which I thought was really interesting, but I went to my personal copy of Researcher that I have on a tenant that I own personally. And I said, I'm feeling great. Got my thyroid out. Here's the vitamins I take. Here's the stuff I take, blah, blah, blah. I did this whole thing and I put it in a Word document, which is what, y'all? A grounding document, right? I stuck that in my version of Researcher. And I also said, you know what? What's the deal with this? I heard about this company called Alloy. We have menopausal HRT stuff. And I read a book by Tamlin Faisal, How to Menopause. And I had this documentary the PBS did. Put all that stuff in a Researcher. And I was like, tell me how to deal with myself. Literally. Prompt was pretty close to that. I was like, how do I feel better? How do I lose some weight? How do I take care of myself? What vitamins are taking? Are they right? Am I doing things that are repetitive? What should I do? My yoga 3 times a week, is that good enough? What should I do? Blah, blah, blah. Researcher, y'all, spit out like a 31-page paper about me. To me. I was like, holy cats, guess what I did? I took that sucker, I made it a PDF. I also printed it and I walked up to my doctor and I was like, read this.
Fantastic.
Uh-oh.
She did. She was like, holy, and I was like, yeah. And she's like, this is amazing. And she's like, how'd you? And so I told her how to do it. She's like, you got to take this. And of course, it's my general protector. She's like, you got to take this to your OB. I was like, good Lord. Okay. So I did. Anyway, suffice to say, y'all, there's so many things that we can do with AI. And I think, yes, will there be AI exposed jobs? Should we be mindful of this? Yes. And should we be mindful of it for the women in our lives because of these numbers and things? Yes, please, right? But I think we can use agents and AI to learn about ourselves, to learn about things that we may not have thought about before.
I saw, I haven't used it yet. I thought it was interesting, so I saved it. It was prompt was to Copilot. In 10 questions, help me find something about myself that I would not necessarily know. Ask me 10 questions. Don't reveal to me why you're asking these 10 questions. And then after the 10 questions, tell me what I don't know about myself.
Yeah.
What I didn't know about myself. So I thought that kind of goes along.
Y'all, did you hear that on the phone?
Yes.
Yes.
We might play that one on prompt, whose prompt is this anyway, theater?
Whose prompt is this anyway?
I'll tell you about that. But we're doing it. It's been accepted, by the way, at the Power Platform Conference.
Oh, that's cool. Okay, awesome.
See you then.
So remember I went through our left rail, call this the left rail,
Yes.
right? This is M365 Copilot. You got your search, you got your chat, get into agents. You got a little carrot here, right? Bloop. Analyst, which we talked about, the data one, researcher. And then you can explore more agents. You can create an agent, notebooks, create, and then all your apps, right? So you want to go get to Outlook or Word or whatever, you click that and it brings up the app list. I'm in here as Adele Vance. Hello, it's me. Not that Adele. But anyway.
Toso forever.
So what do you want to research today? I didn't do a video or a demo of this because again, literally, no matter what you put in there, it's gonna go out and be like, I'm gonna talk to everybody at Harvard and everybody else, so it takes a while. So, but play with it. Give it a think. Yeah.
What subscription do we put the agents on if you want to create it? What subscription do we put the agents on if we want to create it?
The subscription, so there's a Copilot license for M365. It's $30 per user per month for a Copilot license for M365. Yes. Now Copilot has a free version that you can use that has chat. It doesn't have the researcher agent in it though. Yeah. And Ralph also knows everything about licensing everything. You do.
Yes, ask me anything. That word always comes up.
That's good. Anywho, researcher, customer brief, status tracker, meeting prep, target analysis. These you can click on and do all kinds of really cool things with it. So
What I like to do is, when I'm doing my demos, is put a question in regular chat and then take the exact same question and put it into researcher.
yeah, that's a great, I love that. So did you hear that I'll put prompt in regular chat and in researcher? I think that's super interesting and a really cool way to compare.
And I try to write a good prompt. So tell me, like the last one I did was for a power company, not a power company, a construction company. Chicago, if you don't know what's going on, sports is huge here. So I said, hey, I work for a construction company. I've got, we just won a bid to build Chicago's new stadium for the Chicago Bears in Arlington Heights. Please help me figure out how I should put together a project plan for it, all the licenses that I'll need, the permits that I'll need, I put in a bunch of stuff. So it was a really long prompt and I put it into Copilot and it gave me probably a good page of information and links out to the Arlington Heights website on where I could get my permits and things like that. So it was really good. That would be a good place to start. But you throw that into the same prompt into researcher, and I got back 34 pages of information.
That's amazing.
Down on how
I did do a video, I forgot. So
There it is.
yeah. So this is where I got those numbers, everybody.
That's nice pictures too. Yes.
Yeah, there's like little pictures and I mean, so see the little citations? This tells you exactly where I got the information from. Right? So if you're ever worried about like, okay, is this real? Is it all that kind of stuff? Super awesome. Yeah. I'm still in here. Okay.
You scroll to scroll.
Scroll. So anyway, I'm gonna finish up in 2 seconds here.
Yeah, who's scrolling, is it?
Yeah, no, this is Joy scrolling.
Joy scrolling. There we go. It's my term for tomorrow. I'm going to call it joy scrolling.
Joy scrolling. Anyway, well, yeah, okay. I'm gonna go to the next slide because that's a lot, but you get the idea.
Can we take an audience?
Yeah.
John Burkhalter, you said that you use researcher agent and analyst heavily. Can you come off mute and discuss a little bit about how you use it?
Sure. Hi, everyone. So I use researcher agent heavily to try to write supporting documentation or to write like project descriptions with project timelines. It's really good at trying to bring those estimates together and putting them into not only a charter, but a project plan, a marketing plan, and all the type of stuff that normally goes with the project, communications plan, development plan. You can actually roll it into a single prompt and it will give you all 4 aspects of it at the same time. So it keeps it congruous all the way through, which is really good because sometimes if you go back and want to make a change to a prompt, what I've seen in some situations is it will want to change what the project's actually doing rather than just getting the right prompt out the first time and stating all the things that you need in this particular researcher requirement document. It's given me between 39 and 47 pages usually when it comes to something that like that, and it's extremely well detailed and as Heather was showing, shows all the good graphics to help make things come to point. The other thing is the analyst agent. We deal with data all the time. I work for a research company, and one of the things that we do is find the need to find the how do we put it, the strawberry Pop-Tart. So one of the things that's associated with weather events is the number of strawberry Pop-Tarts that are sold. And that strawberry Pop-Tart, depending on whether or not it is a large amount of sold Pop-Tarts or a small amount, is how big your storm is supposed to be when you have a hurricane coming in or a blizzard or some major weather event. So one of the things that we try to do is find those strawberry Pop-Tarts in the data that we have, whether it be AP VoteCast data or general social survey or something like that. We are always looking for that indicator that may be overlooked more often than not.
Yeah, you're looking for like, what is it? Correlation and causality. Is that right? Causality?
Yeah, it's causality, but also, because correlation is one thing, but causality is really what we're after.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Oh my gosh. Who doesn't love a strawberry Pop-Tart, right? I haven't had one in a really long time, but you say it and I was like, I could taste it. Like my brother and I would fight over them back in the day. Oh, who's had a strawberry Pop-Tart? Recently. Okay, recently.
I've had chocolate pop.
Red sugar.
Okay, yeah.
I have some in my cabinet right now.
And have you had one lately?
Got a candy score in Lombard that might have what you're looking for.
I know, that's so funny. John, you should give those out as like prizes. People, I don't know, maybe not. Funny, that's cool. Thank you for that. I also saw Kat says, I use it to keep adding files that are related to a topic and to ground based on that topic. That's for the Copilot notebooks, Kat, yeah?
Yeah, that's right.
Right on. Cool. Thanks, y'all. Glad for your comments in the chat. Yay. I'm gonna hit this one too. So this is create. So, okay. I found out about all this menopausal stuff and all this AI exposed job stuff. I'm like, oh my goodness, I gotta tell people about this, right? So I thought, I'm gonna make a newsletter, share this with people. So, no, back it up. Back it up. There we go. So go down to here, create. And I want to design a banner because why not? And I'm going to describe my banner. Newsletter header for wellness and health for women. Right? So I put that in. I want brand and color because I want some cool colors. Look at what I'm wearing, for goodness sakes, right? So I'm going to go in and I'm going to look at, I've got a couple of cool brand things that I've already created, Rise and Shine or the Balance Brief. Which one do I want? Well, I'm going to try one of those here and hit create. And it's like banner for a Word document. And drum roll.
You're going to use this in Sway.
Oh, yeah, right? Sometimes, when you're recording a video, you're like, really? Come on. Okay.
Whoa, that was quick.
Not too bad, right? So pretty cool. Nice. These are all right. Yeah, wellness insights.
The colors. Yeah.
Nice. Those are the colors. Got some choices. Cool. I like it, I'm sure. So how long, if you're not an Adobe person or, working in all these things, how long would that take you to do?
forever, right? It's so like, but that's one of those things that like should be like that, right? And with this, with Create, it is super cool. All kinds of things that you can create in there too. Now, is it perfect? No. Oh, I changed it because I wanted to check out those colors, right? See what I like better. I think I like the lotus flowers. I don't know.
I've been using this for a while and I never knew that you could do the branding coloring like that.
Oh, yeah, little brand kits.
I
Yeah.
specify what I wanted to do in my prompt.
Yeah. I'm hoping this gets just better and better and better because, you know, I like you get one little thing and you're like, I wanted to do all kinds of stuff, right? So hopefully it will over time. I'm sure it will because there's lots of brilliant people working on this, but that's pretty cool. So I think the one other thing I will say, building the agentic world. So that was some researcher and create. Those are those two agents. Super cool. Love them both. Using them a lot. In this agentic world that we're in, moving into, you've got your more personal agents. That's the stuff I was talking about starting your day, you know, like bringing you the things you need to do the stuff you want to do for you that makes you faster. Organizational agents are things that your organization might have for you and that you might build for your organization. I have a speaker bureau that I have internally at Microsoft that we're about to launch. And it's the ability to, if you need somebody to speak, you can go look at what skills they have and potentially pick them from these lists that we have. Business process agents, those are even bigger, right? How do we deal with business process, big agents, cross org? That's when agents are talking to each other and they're working with each other. And so much just came out this last week about that, the multimodal agents, the more human agents. So very exciting to see. Oh, this is a good factoid. 46% of leaders are actually already using agents to fully automate business processes. It's happening, everybody. Work trend index this year. So people are moving quickly on this. It is happening. Yeah, for sure. Let's see. Homework, a challenge, some fun. Maybe snap a picture of this. Think about using this as a prompt for yourself. Help me create a simple plan to embrace my unique strengths. Set one goal where AI can support me this month and identify 2 people or groups to connect with for support and growth. I have a background in blah. You also would like, if you're a woman in tech, a man in tech, a person in tech, you can put that in there too. But this is the fun one. See what it comes up. It's kind of like Craig about your questions as well. You know, if you actively, I want to say playing with AI, playing with these large language models, whether it's Copilot or chat, whatever, get in there, write some prompts, recipes. I blew somebody's mind. They're like, we're going to Iceland. I was like, cool. Do you have an itinerary? Like, no. And they're like, well, actually, I've been researching it for like 2 months. It's like, I pulled up ChatGPT. It was a friend. It's like 2 weeks, Iceland, Golden Triangle, Reykjavik, LGBTQ plus good stuff because they're my sweet friends that are married, partners. Bam. Yeah. He was like, he said a nasty word. He was like, what? Right? So jump in there, you know, I think.
The number one use case
Yeah.
out of all the sessions that I've been doing is people using it for vacation planning.
Yeah, meal planning, for sure. Meal planning, dealing with your kids, dealing with your partners, whatever, schedules, chores, whatnot, all so good. My schedule of vitamins that I take. What should I take when? What's more effective? All that kind of thing. Anyway, hopefully a few new things for you and some interesting factoids about life and women and all of that, you know. Be nice to us Gen Xers, come on. But yeah, thank you very much, everybody. Let's have some pizza. Thank you.
And the prompt is?
Just reminding us, that's our prompt. Don't forget it.
Thank you so much.
Very much.
Oh, you got a little quick closer over here. But otherwise, are we going to transfer to?
Yeah, just since I mentioned it, this is the prompt that I had.
Here it is.
I ran it in Copilot. So stadium planning guide, legal framework. That out.
A really cool tip. Remember on the side over there, we had with conversations, and then you have a history of your conversations. Before, it wouldn't really remember too much. Now, I've gone back from 2 months ago. I remember I did something and there it was. And the entire research thing that took me 2 hours to put together was all done. And all I had to do was ask one more question. Boom. And it only took a few minutes because it already had all that.
So this would be good if I was just like, how do I get started? But then I put it in researcher.
And then boom.
Oh my God. Like,
And you can build on this too, because you
Yeah.
have it in history.
and I saved it as a page, so now I can share it with people.
Oh, yeah, save it, you can save it in a page, you can save it as a Word document.
Yes.
And then after you have to save it as a page first, and then you can export it to Word,
Correct.
which I did do. And then what I love, you're in the way a little bit, but,
Oh, because you're in,
yeah, then I tried this.
Oh, the podcast, my favorite.
Delve into the phase strategy, key players, and the critical infrastructure behind what's
Echo.
I'm getting a little.
He's in the stadium.
Yeah. I like it though. It says ums and ahs and everything.
Oh, you know what? I have my microphone.
Bears.
This is one of my favorite demos. And it's like, it made a podcast and it's like talking to itself. It's like, wait a minute, it's leaving me out. I felt so left out. There it is.
and event.
So I don't know if they can hear it on the phone, but.
This plan is officially titled Comprehensive Plan for Building the New Chicago Bears Stadium and is produced by the Chicago Bears and their project partners. It provides a blueprint for delivering a privately financed, world-class.
So if you wanted to like be on the treadmill, you didn't want to read the document, you wanted to be in the car, you could do that. And that just takes like, it did like a 10-minute audio
In a matter of minutes.
in a minute.
I
That
was
was my
gonna ask if that guy talking is an equity or something, who's paying him? That's the part, this is when you hear about the creatives getting upset. By the way, that's the one that they're looking at most. Every time you see those AIs, they can do automatic languages that seem to talk. That's the part where like those are actual jobs that are affected. So what do you do in those particular cases? There's ways to spot the real and the not. They have to find some happy medium for that. So if you're part of that, let's make it work for everybody. Give me a call because I'll definitely want to help out. Because people that are in my community are like my daughter up there in the arts. And it's the arts that are the ones that are on the edge of like, we can do so much more or we can be hurt by the stuff. So watch out for that. Meanwhile, last questions for today. And yes, I will take L words.
So
License questions.
there are pizza, stuff across the hall.
Yes.
We'll be hanging out if you guys have questions.
Yes.
For people on the phone, I think we're done, unless you want to ask questions.
And you can, yep, go ahead.
Have an analyst in my team. He was trying to analyze a large set of data
Yes.
and do text analysis on calls to a call center.
Okay.
He was trying to find commonalities.
Okay.
And I work for a client. We use their for an apps. We still couldn't get access to specific tool this analyst wanted to use to do his analysis. So he has spent 10 hours prompting questions to an LLM, trying to get commonalities and insights about this text analysis to the call center. So my question is, does Microsoft have anything that help do some analysis on big data sets? I was thinking of Power BI.
Absolutely.
So what is it?
Definitely. This is,
Well, one thing you just said that I want to talk about was that you said the analyst was using a third-party tools
Yes,
for the and AI for the analysis. So I'm like, what is that?
it is an LLM from that our client created or uses.
you create your own LLM.
Yeah,
We got that.
yeah.
Well, if that's not working, so they're not getting what they're needing, I mean, to me, I would say that if you have, it depends, if you have Copilot licenses that you can use, and you could use Analyst Agent, or you could also, Power BI does have Copilot for Power BI.
Fabric.
The whole fabric thing with
Fabric.
giant data.
It's big
It's not big
data,
data, it's just-
would probably need to bring it into Fabric.
Yep.
Which is our data platform. And then you got a myriad of tools to do it. Now, if you didn't want to do it that way, that's going to be some probably custom development done using Azure to get into that and bring that in. But it's really, my biggest question would be is, where is your data? How is it formatted? How do you get at it?
Using Google Cloud Platform. I know.
Well,
It's where the data is sitting. It's all about where the data is sitting. It's typically, if it's outside of a SharePoint or just sitting in some blobby type place, that's the issue. It's like you point at it, what rules are going to apply? What kind of vectoring? And there's a whole bunch of, there's a whole science to it. In fact, what's what partners do. Partners will go in and they will like help and get that specialized done. And then they'll make that little connection that they can just plug right into M365. So now you can use your agent and not have to cajole the data out of it. You just ask once and go.
So just because it's in like Google or Amazon, doesn't mean that it can't
That's
get
right.
at it, which is connectors. There's connectors to get.
They're all friends with each other. It's like the strangest connections. It's like, wait a minute, isn't Microsoft competing with them? Oh, you mean they're friends, Google? Yes, they're connected to it. They're connected to ServiceNow. They're connected to SAP. They're connected to all those folks.
Way. It just, you would need to do a bit more of investigation and probably not be pointing at that. I mean, point there, but I think you would want to use something else to actually do.
I mean, it's a matter of just getting the right accesses to get the right tool. I was just curious about what Microsoft.
But hopefully that.
Yeah. Fabric, Power BI, Analyst Agent inside of M365 Copilot is probably a connector into the data.
But hopefully the data is formatted in a way that makes sense. So different scenario, but I had a manufacturing company that was in here and they have a lot of machines on the floor and every once in a while there's an error code that comes up. So there's all this documentation for each of the robotic arms and things that they have in the thing. They wanted to be able to create an agent to quickly go through and pull that information out so I could see what an error code 1105 was. Well, the documents that they have that did that, the manufacturing encrypted them. So even if they have the AI can't search those documents to find it. So for them, that wasn't going to be an option. They'll have to
AI is not going to hack things.
They'll have to find a way to extract that data and put it into a format. The other problem was it was all in PDF and it was an older PDF. So the AI in the indexing doesn't have a good way of telling where 1004 ends and where 105 starts and where 106 starts. So it was kind of giving you like a page, whatever was on the page that 105 was on would be the answer to the question. And that was
very nuanced.
Yeah, so you gotta know how you're building your agent, how you're building your prompt and the instructions. So some of that, so the thing that I will say that you see in the movies, you see in the commercials is, oh, hey, I got an AI agent that will do everything for you. At this point, we're not there yet. You know, there's some training, there's some, it's just not, I can ask it any question about my organization, and they'll give me the answer. That's anybody that tells you any different. It takes a little bit of work just to get.
Or you're an AI.
Yes.
No problem.
Any other questions?
Yes. Is that generate a podcast ability GA?
For Word, yeah.
Yes, it's there now.
So you have to have a Word document and then you.
It'll do it out of Word.
You just have to have Copilot license.
Yeah.
Open up Word and press the button. Well, you know, when you open up the chat, the first thing it recommends, because it likes to brag, the first thing it recommends, make an audio file out of me. It's the first sample prompt.
It's actually the second, the first one.
Oh, now it's the second? Oh, they did more.
Summarize this document. But
Okay, so what you did is you used Researcher to create your output. You put that
yeah, but I could just
into a Word document, and then
I could have just used any Word document and selected.
Thing, it'll do the podcast on whatever is written out over there. And hopefully it's not just one paragraph.
That's what it, but I did do. Your Researcher saved it to a page. On the page, I could export it into a Word document.
Okay.
Once it was Word, I just opened Copilot.
yeah, because that's what I'm thinking, like how to turn the Copilot output into the.
That creates an audio file I can download.
Let me give you a family edge use case. So I told it to write like a quick fairy tale that's only like 5 minutes and hopefully the kid will go to sleep. And I gave some instructions. It did the fairy tale. So like, and make it that it has the people talking. And then I told the podcast I told it to make the podcast and give different voices to the character. And it did. And it was like, oh, it's like, you know, like you're listening to Amazon Storytime. It was like eerie and it worked and my kid loved it.
Very
I
well.
love it that everybody's calling it
Yes.
And it's an audio recording of it. And it's also, I think it's available in sort of through facilitator in meetings.
Yeah, it's,
So if you want to listen to a meeting that's been recorded.
Yeah, well, that's, I'm
gonna do a truncated audio version of it, like the 10-minute version.
don't leave it out having some pizza.
What is it? Like a small book report. basically,
Yeah.
So you can listen to it.
Summary of the meeting.
It's awesome. Cool.
All right.
This is
There's
my,
stickers too. There's stickers right there. We got stuff stickers.
Stickers.
this one I
What
created
happens when
on
you live?
camp. This one was fun. I did this
Tired
month
of
ago.
your shoelaces coming
Oh, you're
undone?
creating this
Maybe
video.
you're just
Yeah.
looking to impress your friends with your awesome shoe tying skills. No
All I
worries,
did
we've
say
got
is create a
covered.
video on how to tie
In
your
just
shoe.
a few simple steps.
Although those don't
Tying
have
your shoes
shoelaces.
Like a pro.
I'm counting the toes to see how many toes. See the AI.
Got 4.
Oh, 4 toes, yeah.
Just 4.
The AI feet.
Step 1, grab those laces. Hold one lace in each hand, making sure they're even. Let's have some fun with colors here.
It's actually.
Step 2, cross the laces. Take the right lace and cross it over the left lace. Easy peasy.
I didn't do that.
Step 3, tuck and pull. Take the lace that's now on top
That's very cute.
and under the other
Oh,
lace.
it's,
Pull both laces.
trying to be inclusive.
Yeah.
This is
Step
good.
4,
It's
make a loop. Create a loop
It
with
doesn't
one
make a
lace
loop.
while holding the other lace tightly.
not. This isn't even a shoe.
The other lace. Wrap it around the loop
Yeah.
to create a bow. Voila.
The art of the possible. That's
My favorite is,
There you have it.
he's not walking.
Tied your shoes like a pro. Now you can walk with confidence. Remember to practice.
The shoelace though is not getting tied into the.
Those shoes have Velcro.
That's hilarious.
I created that 6 months ago with a simple prompt and chip clamp.
Get today, see what the. how-
I need to do it again, but I did it with just create a video on how to tie your shoes.
That's so funny.
And a customer, they asked.
5 pounds.
Like,
awesome.
really good.
Hey, thanks everybody that came up tonight.
Pizza.
So the folks that are from my company that show up, you use 24/7, I'll catch you then. Val, you can sign us out.